This screencast is designed to assist parents in accessing and understanding information about their students' performance at Pewaukee High School. So to begin with, it'll be important to know a couple of key terms we use during the grading process. As you may know, we are shifting to a standards-based grading process at Pewaukee High School. So not surprisingly, standards, which outline what it is students should know or be able to do in a particular subject area, they are the basis for all grading. So the standards that are the most important and therefore receive the most attention in a particular area are called priority standards. Priority standards serve as the foundation for all courses, and assessments are built around these priority standards. The grouping of standards into clusters is known as reportable standards. And reportable standards are smaller in number than priority standards, and that is what you'll actually see and what is communicated and reported on a student's report card. And we'll show you what those look like in a little bit. So the other label to know is success skills. Success skills are the non-academic skills that students are assessed upon, and these skills are communicated on report cards but do not appear on a student's final transcript. So no one outside of yourself or anybody in the actual high school would see those. They're not reflected on a transcript that somebody outside of the organization or yourself would see. So the final terminology to know and differentiate between are the terms formative assessment and summative assessment. So we're going to talk about what the difference between formative assessments and summative assessments. I find the easiest way to understand formative assessment items is to view them as practice items or activities. So for example, a rough draft, and in many instances, homework are formative tasks. That is, they're designed to prepare students for a more formalized activity or assessment. And in our system, formative items can make up no more than 10% of a course grade, and in many instances are not factored at all. So summative assessment items can be viewed as formal tasks or assessments that come at the conclusion of learning. And some examples of summative assessments include a unit test, a final paper or presentation, or perhaps a project or a performance. In our system, summative assessments constitute 90 to 100% of a course grade. So teachers will communicate to students and parents via their course syllabi about the actual weighting of formative and summative items, but again, formative items can be anywhere from 0 to 10% of a course grade, where summative assessment items will make up the bulk, 90, and in some cases up to 100% of the course grade. So let's take a look now that we've provided you a bit of background information about how you can access information using Family Access, and to make sure you have a firm grasp as to how our standards-based grading process works. So as you may know, our tool for accessing information is called Family Access. And Family Access can be found by going to the Pewaukee High School website and clicking on the Parents tab. There you'll find a drop-down box where you'll find Family Access. So note that if you're having any difficulty logging into our website or to Family Access, or you need a reminder about your login and password, that you should connect with Office Secretary Paula Schultz. Here's her email listed here, and she will assist you in that process. So once Family Access opens, you'll be able to enter your login and your password information here. And again, here's Paula's email to connect with her if you're having any difficulty with that. So now, once you're successfully logged into Family Access, you're going to see a variety of items located on the left side of the page, and you're going to click on the Gradebook tab, and the Gradebook tab opens and looks like this. So the first screen that appears displays all the classes your child, and in this case we're using my daughter Catherine as an example. You'll see what the courses they're enrolled in, as well as the grades they are receiving. So for demonstration purposes, we've only given Catherine a grade in her current issues class, and it's in all of her terms as well as semester 1, and we're going to talk about the specifics about how the term grades work in just a bit. So you'll notice now to the left of the course name, you will see a black arrow. So by clicking on this arrow, another screen opens showing the same letter grades of C, as well as yellow and blue book icons under each of the letter grades. So when you click the arrow to the left of the course name, there's another screen now that will display, and this will show you the reportable standards for the current issues course. So keep in mind that the reportable standards are the grouping of course priority standards, and that priority standards are what are assessed throughout the term. So as you can see, there are 4 reportable standards in Mr. Hassman's current issues course. You will see that Catherine has earned a numerical grade of 2 for reportable standard 1, a score of 2 for reportable standard 2, and a score of 2 for reportable standard 3. You'll also see that reportable standard 4 is blank, and that just simply means that that has not yet been measured in Mr. Hassman's course. So when you take a look at the reportable standards grade, you will see that Mr. Hassman has determined that Catherine's term grade is a C. And again, please note that we are still using standard letter grades and not numeric grades. So now if we'd like, we can drill down further into Catherine's performance by clicking on the yellow and blue book icon where a new display opens. By clicking on the Show Skills, we can again see the 4 reportable standards as well as the current grade Catherine is receiving. By clicking on the Show Events, we can see the assessments that measured Catherine's performance in each of the reportable standards, and in this case RS1, which is reading like an informed citizen. And again, you'll see down here that the category will tell you, is it formative, is it summative, if there's a grade attached to it or not, and whether or not the teacher is counting that formative grade or not. Again, you'll have to go to the course syllabus, and that will describe that information for you. So let's transition back to the first gradebook screen we looked at to discuss how Family Access displays term and semester grades. So in the example on this slide, we are in term 1 of the school year. So as you can see, Catherine has a C for the term labeled as T1. But because of the functionality of the Family Access program and because grades are considered a running record for the entire semester, so despite us being in term 1, Family Access will display Catherine's grade as a C not just in term 1, but also in term 1, term 2, term 3, and semester 1. So for ease of understanding, you may want to simply disregard what is in term 2 and term 3 and focus solely on term 1 and semester 1. So let's move on to what Family Access will look like for subsequent terms. So in this example, we've moved forward to term 2. And notice that term 1's grade of C still displays. However, Catherine's grade for term 2 has improved to a B. Again, because we are in a running record format, Catherine's term 3 grade displays as a B, as does her semester 1 grade. Moving forward once again, this example shows Catherine's term 3 grade. Catherine has improved her grade to an A for term 3, and as a result, her semester grade will be an A. So here's an important item to remember, that whatever grade a student ends up with in term 3 will be their final semester 1 grade. So this will be the same case for term 6 and semester 2, because term 6 is the final term of semester 2, that whatever grade term 6 is, the semester 2 grade would be the same exact grade. So in our old model, terms 1, 2, and 3 would have been treated as distinct and separate entities, with each term holding a certain percentage of weight. Now, because we're using a running record grade, there is no weighting of individual terms. Instead, student performance is measured and reported as a point in time. So in other words, the grade a student earns at the end of a term or at the end of semester is reflective of their level of performance at that particular time and date. One final item we want to highlight as it relates to the academic performance of students is where to look to see if your student has any missing work. So as you can see, we're back on the initial screen where you first logged into Family Access. And here you will see in red which missing assignments exist for Catherine. You will see she has a missing quiz in chemistry for Miss Benson, as well as a test for Mr. Hassman in current issues. And if you want to see all of the assignments are missing, because that screen only shows 2, if you want to see all of the assignments that are missing, in this case, Catherine has 3 missing assignments, or if you want to gather more specific information about the assignment, you can click on the Show All link to the right of Catherine's name, and this opens up a new screen which shows all of the missing assignments, as well as the date they were due and the points possible for the task. I can also find specific information about an individual assignment by clicking on the blue link located next to the due date sign. So all the items that we previously discussed focused on the academic performance of students. We also measure and report on the non-academic performance of our students, and we call these non-academic skills success skills. So a reminder again that success skills will show up on a student's report card but will not be reflected on their permanent transcript. So as you can see, we have 3 categories of success skills, and they're rated on a 4-point scale. So let's go back to one of the first slides we looked at and show you how to access your students' success skills. So as we did in looking for the academic grades, you will click on the small black arrow to the left of the course name, in this case, current issues. And here you will find the success, where the success skills marks reside. So if you click on the small black arrow to the left of the success skills label, you will see the 3 categories of success skills noted previously, as well as the score that Catherine has received in each of the areas. A reminder that success skills are rated on that 1 to 4 scale. So students who are scoring a 3 or a 4 are considered meeting or exceeding expectation. If a student is earning a score below a 3, there will be a comment entered outlining why expectations are not being met. So next we're going to move on to student report cards. So in Family Access, you will find the Report Card tab on the initial screen that we logged into. So by clicking on the Report Cards / Portfolio tab, you'll get a listing of all of your student report cards, and upon opening, you'll see what a report card looks like. And in this case, you won't find Term 1 for 2015-16 simply because we're not there yet. So student report cards will not look dramatically different than in years past, with the exception that student performance on reportable standards in each course are displayed. So this is in keeping with the standards-based grading philosophy of providing more detailed, specific information to students and parents regarding performance. So again, here you're going to find a variety of things. You'll find the course name, you'll find the term grades. Here are the success skills, as well as their designation of meeting or does not meeting. And here are the reportable standard items for each of the courses. So in this case, in a current issues course. So in Term 1, Catherine would have received a C, and that grade is constituted from these reportable standard grades that feed this letter grade. So it's our hope that this screencast has been of value to you in assisting you to locate the items in Family Access and in better understanding the process we are using. And we thank you for your involvement in your students' academic journey, and we encourage you to contact us if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Take care.